Hello.
Hi, Rudolf.
So how are you?
I'm very well. And you, thanks?
Yeah, it's good. Everything is all right. Weather could be better, but that's the way it is. You have to take things like it is.
Now you have 2 kids after more than 40 years with Marcel in the 70s. How's that for you with little Hitch now? It's completely different, right?
Yes, exactly. Yes, 2 kids now. One in the beginning of a career, they had 2 babies. One was the Scorpions and one was my first son, Marcel. And now in the end of the career, I have now only 1 baby. And that's good. He is a very good person, and I love to play with him. And it's good to see a kid raising up, and the kid likes your music. That's a fantastic thing. I never forced him into this music, but as soon he saw us on stage, he was as infected. And yeah, it's great to have this luck to raise another kid.
Great. How do you enjoy these days off between the shows?
Very much, because the point is when we play in so many different countries and different continents, and it's lots of traveling and lots of interviews and stuff like this. Of course, when you're giving everything to the audience, you really give them 100% rock and 100% entertainment, which I tell you one thing is not so easy to do when you are close to 70. But the good thing about it is that I always was a sports guy. In the beginning of my career, I was playing everyday soccer, and then later on I was doing swimming and yoga and meditation. So, and in this case, I was always fit, and we always tried to be on stage a very powerful band. So and the people we have in the band, it's everybody is somehow very sporty. And Mickey D, he plays ice hockey, and he is a very, very good, powerful drummer. And Matthias, he was also into soccer very much. And in this case, we are sporty guys. So in this case, we can deliver to the people lots of energy. But if we have finished one part of the tour, we are happy to have days off, because to have a time off, because then you can recharge your batteries, you can do your paperwork, because we have a lot of things to do, because our manager died a few years ago, and instead of taking another manager, we're doing it by ourselves. So in this case, we have a lot of things to do, and but it's fun. It's great that we still love each other, and that we travel around the world and enjoy each other, and also the fans. And that's fantastic. I mean, when we start to think about the farewell tour, that was meant seriously. That's the point, was that when we started, we were exactly, completely sure we're doing this last tour. But then MTV came in, called us whether we can do MTV Unplugged. We did MTV Unplugged in Greece, in Athens, and then I found out because of the book my mother did when I started the band, that in 2015 we have the celebration of 50 years of Scorpions. Then we said, okay, let's do this. So, and then more and more we understood that it was a mistake to say we're going for a world tour. So, and now we're doing, and that's the reason why the album called Return to Forever, that we're doing and we're playing music together until we feel it's really not, it's a time now. But in the moment we are great, enjoying and being on the Crazy World Tour, telling the people after 28 years, 29 years, when the wall came down, which was a crazy world in a positive way, now other people want to build a wall again, and in a negative way, You know, it's a crazy word. But, you know, we want to show the people to really be stable and try to do the best that we're not coming into chaos.
Yep. Return to Forever, it's a fantastic album. You did half new songs and half old songs. Do you think to repeat this
because
great formula?
Because the situation was that when before we had this idea of Return to Forever at the 50 years anniversary, we promised the fans a bonus track album. So, and then when I found this book and I said to my guys, hey, look, next year is 50 years of Scorpions. Everybody said, including the manager, he said, hey, guys, you know there's only three bands who are celebrating 50 years. That is the Who, the Stones, and the Beach Boys. You guys, you know you're coming from Germany. It would be stupid if you're not celebrating this. So then we said, okay, but then we can't come out with a bonus track album out of old songs. We have to record new stuff. So that's the reason why this album, which is a great situation by accident, it came together, that we had this album connected the old stuff from which leftovers and new stuff, which was great, fits perfectly into the 50th anniversary. And we built this house, a great song, a few fantastic songs in it, and and the people like it.
Yeah, I love this album. Do you think it repeat this formula on half of old songs next album?
Oh, I don't know. I tell you one thing. The point is that we are ready. When we get inspired by any kind of thing, it could be a situation which comes from the outside, it can come from the inside, and we feel we have to do an album, and we are really have some cool riffs and cool melodies. Of course we're doing an album, but we're not going and doing an album because we have to, and we say, okay, now we make a new album because we have now a Mickey D in the band. No, we, so far, from the farewell tour until now, we got really pushed in the right direction from Destiny. And I think that's the best way to do it. I mean, you know, look what we did with Wind of Change, with Russia, Crazy World. You know, when I said in 82, I said already, let's play in Russia. Everybody said, it's crazy. There's no fans. And no, there were fans already. And we played there, and we found a way to play there, and we were showing the Russians there's a new generation coming from Germany. They're not coming with tanks and making war. They're coming with guitars playing love, peace, and rock and roll. So in this case, that was the fantastic message. So and then 1 year later, we did the Music Peace Festival, and we with Bon Jovi, Ozzy Osbourne, and Motley Crue, and you know, so Cinderella. So and then we felt already there is something in the air. So, and a little bit later, the song was written already, the wall came down. I mean, that's fantastic. That's the way how to make music. You have to get inspired by the situation around you, and then you're writing about it. And then you have some great material for people to listen to, and maybe there's another Wind of Change coming out of that. Or maybe another Rocker Like a Hurricane. You never know.
Mm-hmm. I have a suggestion.
And then I say one thing, the new album from Judas Priest and the last album from Metallica, they're great. So, I mean, maybe going back basic to rock. So really making an album which really kicks ass. So everything is possible. It's up to the momentum, it's up to the ideas and everything.
Okay. I have a suggestion, a fun suggestion. I know a song called New Horizons. Maybe it's a great song to next album. It's a power song to make recording a new album, possible new album, no?
I will write it down and I will bring it up to the band and say, look here, there's a journalist who had an idea. Let's try it and let's look how it sounds like.
Thanks.
Yeah, it's good. You know, sometimes it's great to get some great inspiration from your journalists, from writers, and from fans and stuff. You know, sometimes fans coming to us and telling us something, and we say, "Oh, yeah, great. That's something." Or maybe we have a lot of cover bands. We have a lot of bands like the In Trance from Canada, or the Stingers from Spain, I think. Then we have the Zoo from Italy. Yes. They're always coming and bringing their music, their kind of, let's say, way, how they're making new albums. And they're making an album in the Scorpion style. But very good, by the way. So that's fantastic to see that. I mean, we had the Trance people once in Canada on stage with us, without telling the audience. There was, I think, 40,000 people, and then by the blackouts, the event and Trance came out, and people didn't notice in the first place. But then, after the solo, everybody came out, as us. They were shocked. They were completely, because the guys from In Trance are looking very similar to us. They have the same guitars, they have the same outfit, and same with the guys from Stingers. The Stingers, they're very, very good. The singer sings exactly like Flowers. So it's just fun, you know, to always have to be open and take music not so serious, but also in the way of, making people happy, and also the people who playing your songs, like the Stingers, like the Zoo, like the In Trance, that they are, get a kind of appreciation that they are doing their whole life this kind of music.
Yeah, it's so cool, so cool. I have probably read your book 3 or 4 times. Lot of cool stories. Do you think about writing a Rock Your Life too?
I tell you one thing I was thinking about, but in the moment we are so busy that I have to wait a little bit until we have not so much to do, and then possibilities, because I get many kind of questions from different publishers asking me, "Hey, we want you have Rock Your Life Part 2 and stuff." I said, "Look, when I have the time and I have enough to say, why not?" Because I remember when I came out with the book, I inspired many people which were unhappy with their job, and they are said, when they read the book, they said, "No, I finish now, I do what I feel I have to do." So that's the way I want to also inspire people to not learning one job, finding out it's not the right one, but still doing it until the end of your life. That's stupid, that's the worst. Because you're getting really something out of your life when you do what you like to do. My father, when I was really looking for what to do and what a hairdresser or being an electrician or whatever, my father said, "Look, Rudolf, don't think so much. Do what you like to do. What you really is inside of you. What you want to like to do. And then the money comes by itself." And he was right. I did what I like to do, and everything came by itself.
Absolutely. Included me, it's inspiring many people, and I love this book too.
Yeah, but that's the way how to do it, you know. I have seen the band. I'm coming from a small town in Germany. German rock music was not very popular. So, but I found the way to go with the band, and first of all, the first situation was when I started the band. It was for me, the inspiration came, of course, from the Beatles and Rolling Stones. I was already in rock music when Little Richard and Elvis Presley was there, but to be alone on stage was not my piece of cake. So in this case, when the Stones and the Beatles came, when the Beatles and the Stones came, then I was so much into it. And I said, you know, I want to look for people in the band who can be my friends. So, and travel around the world like a gang and making music together. That's what it was. And so this is still the red line of the Scorpions. And that's the reason why the Scorpions are still around. To inspire people with this kind of idea, and also inspire people not to think about money too much, because money makes you not happy.
Yes.
Money is good to have, but it must be not number one. Number one has to be, of course, one big love, the woman next right to you, a family, and also before maybe a band where you or maybe a job which you really don't know that you are working. You have to, you wake up in the morning and you go up and say, oh great, I want to go here, this do, and I do this and this. That's the situation, I think. And when you be on this way, and I come from this small town of Germany, Saarstedt, so, and I'm explaining it to people who are helpless because they are searching, they can't find. To give this as an example, everything is possible. You have to trust your instinct, and you have to trust the way to have friends around you, to work with other people that you can't build a friendship with. It's already a mistake. The best way is because then you can trust them. You know, when you work, because somebody tells you, here, this guy is he is very good in this, what he's doing, you know, and no other way around. You have to say, look, this guy is a great guy, you know. When you work with him, you will have lots of fun. So then, because the whole intellect, the whole technology is changing. So by having fun with what you're doing, you're following the new direction. And then, because you love what you're doing, you are really on the spot. So, and that's what Steve Jobs did, and that's what other people did. The Virgin guy, Richard Branson, and they only were behind what they're doing. And that's the very important point. And when you play music, you become one with your music, and then you really play this music on stage with the whole band. And then the people on the ground, they're looking and saying, oh, I can't believe this is a great band. So that's what it is. That's the way how to do it. We when we came from Germany to America on tour, we really we were friends already immediately with the crew. We didn't go and say, here we are the German band Scorpions, we are the stars and you are only a roadie. No, we had friends, we built friendship with the crew, we built friendship, of course, with the musicians. So, and and everybody was looking and saying, hey, the Germans, they are very great people. So that's what it is. Don't be arrogant. Don't be, let's say, too much sure about yourself. Be sure about what you're doing, but keep space for other people in.
Yeah, great. I was in Stonewall last month with Mr. Dieter Dux and Rudy Leonard. And great guys, a lot of stories about Scorpions. We talked about the Hunters. Can you talk about this first test of Scorpions?
Yeah, the Hunters was in a situation where when we had two producers in mind. When we started with Connie Plank on some Crow, then we did this album Flight to the Rainbow by ourselves, but we noticed we need a producer. So we had Uli John Ross. He was more in a direction to have this former manager from Jimi Hendrix, what was his name, from the Animals, the bass player, to have this him as a producer. And I was already watching Dieter Dierks for a long time, and I said, look guys, I think Dieter Dierks could be a possibility. So, and then we were running into Dieter Dierks, and he saw us on stage. He was completely shocked because he didn't know that we were so good on stage. But he said, look guys, I know that you guys are very good on stage. The other guy was Schenker from the Animals. So I know that you guys are very good on stage, but you know, I want to see how you work in the studio. You know, I have a project here from the street to songs, and there will be they have to be done in German, because the rules in the early days in Germany was, if you make a cover version in a German language from the song which is already a hit worldwide or in Germany, but it's in English, and you do the German version from it, then you're getting the half of the English version. So in this case, we said, okay, why not? Let's do it. The Sweet are not so bad. They're all right. The music is good, fits us. So and then we did the two songs, Fuchs Geh voran, and Action.
Yes.
Yeah, and it worked out very good. And from this moment on, Dieter Dirks was our producer. And then we started working. And it was a good relationship. I mean, a little bit too long, maybe. But I think that we, until 88, with Savage Amusement, it was the last album.
Yes.
But it was good. When he became a sixth member, he was really important for the production. And yeah, we when we look back, there was a good time, and we really worked very hard. Sometimes we played a song over 100 times to get a magic moment out of it. You know, but if you can see, in the end, it pays off, and that's what it is all about. And if you like to play music, you don't notice that you played the song already 30 times. So in this case, it was the right, because also we were right people. The people we fitting together very, very good, and that was fun. It was not work, it was fun.
Yeah, Dieter's a great guy. Just a curiosity, I was in Sardest, your hometown, and we have a friend in common, Mr. Franz Gottwald, the flamenco guitarist.
Yeah?
Yeah, I met he in Sardest. He told me a lot of stories of early days of Scorpions. It's so cool, guy.
The flamenco guy from in Germany, yeah?
Yeah, Franz Gottwald.
Franz Gottwald, yes, of course. I mean, when I introduced the book for the people, I did some listening session and question and answers.
Mm-hmm.
We had also a session band where we played, and Franz Gottwald, he was also part of it, and we played some songs like Holiday and. So I know he's a great guy. He's now running the Hildesheim, I think Hildesheim Entertainment place, or in Hanover, I don't know, one or the other.
Yes.
Yeah, he can tell you some great stories. Yeah.
Next question. After the great success of the deluxe edition, do you think it's possible to do it other albums?
Yes, we're working on it. The point is actually that some albums are under one hand and the other are under different hands. So now we're working on the situation that we get all the albums under one hand, under BMG. So we have to wait, and I think when the time is right, it's right, and then we're coming out with a super edition, and that would be great.
Yeah, it's cool. Do you plan bring some surprise to the set lists in some point, like a song never performed live?
We thought about. The problem is mostly that when you play songs which are not so well known, the other people who are coming are saying, oh, yeah, but I want to listen to this song, I want to listen to this song. Maybe we're doing it sooner or later, but it's up to also the same situation. It's up to the momentum. If somehow it's the right moment, then we may be doing it. At the moment, we have so many people asking for, of course, the big songs. And yeah, let's go. And maybe sooner or later we do one album. Maybe we do an album like Blackout, all Blackout songs, or maybe Love It for Sing, all Love It for Sing songs. Oh, you never know. We'll be doing a second-class songs or whatever, Shine a White, and You Give Me All I Need, and stuff like this. Let's see. I mean, that's everything in the air. In a moment, we have a fantastic we have a stage design, very, very good. The people love it. We getting very good reviews about it. It's a multimedia show, including us playing rock like crazy, and it's fantastic. And I think that's it's in a moment the perfect match to say here we have a crazy world, but people, please make sure that the world is not getting too crazy. And when we're getting crazy, please in a positive way, not in a negative.
Oh, great. Can we?
Yeah, okay.
Can we expect the Scorpions in Brazil next year?
I tell you one thing, sounds very, very possible. But I mean, you know how we like Brazil. That's our second home.
Mm-hmm.
So in this case, I mean, the time is right again. And yeah, that's very, very possible.
Okay.
Good. Have a good one, and see you maybe next year in Brazil, okay?
Okay.
Or maybe somewhere else.
Thank
okay,
you.
bye.
Thank you, Rudolf.
Goodbye.
A
Thank
great
you,
job.
bye.